Is there a growing economic divide in America? And is it just income groups or businesses too? Now, some think so, claiming big companies are raking it in. They're seeing a huge surge in profits and excitement over AI. But small companies, these folks say, are experiencing just the opposite. They say they haven't been able to weather economic storms the way big ones have, and years of inflation, nervous consumers, and tariff uncertainty have dragged down on profits, hiring, and layoffs. So I'm just going to start this myself because I'm so on fire about this story. I can't help myself. I didn't buy this story, and let me tell you why. I felt like this was a political story masquerading as economic analysis. We're supposed to believe that the poor small businesses, in this case, a popcorn store, isn't doing well because the benefits of capitalism are being withheld in some way. And I just don't think that's true. I know you feel the same way I do. David, what do you say?
Well, I love my brothers and sisters in the Wall Street Journal. I worked there for 14 years. But some stories that claim to be economic do have that sort of political investiture. They're against capitalism in order to ride the tide of the left-wing media. However, let's just look at what American capitalism does. It has lifted so many millions of people out of desperate poverty who've come here over centuries. The private charity that has been provided by capitalism in America is historic. You've never seen a country in the world that is as charitable as, and of course the amazing progress, technology that we've made, the technological progress which has led to inventions and stuff that cure things. But even in the so-called evil empire of corporate buyouts, our Wall Street Journal has another article in today's Wall Street Journal, wonderful piece about a smallish manufacturing company which just was bought out by a huge energy giant called Eaton. This small company had 540 employees, manufacturing company, really small to mid-size, salt of the earth American company. As part of the buyout, the owner of that company said, you have to give about 15% of the buyout to the workers. They had 540 workers, each one of whom received a check of at least, the average was $433,000. They were able to pay off their mortgages, they were able to retire early, et cetera. So 540 workers would strongly disagree with the tenant of this article. That's saying, right, my small company has benefited tremendously from the progress of American capitalism.
Lou, I heard you love this story.
I love it, yeah. If the poster child for this argument is the popcorn store, maybe the popcorn store is the problem and that business is not that attractive.
Right.
I look at the data here and I look at what's going on with the small companies right now, and Taylor will laugh at this because for a really long time I was banging the table for small cap companies in the Russell 2000. It's finally working out, and here's the data that really excites me. Now only 27% of the companies, these small companies in the Russell 2000, are unprofitable. It used to be up to 40%. So that means the pendulum is swinging where smaller businesses, particularly on Wall Street, are doing much better. That is going to show itself in these smaller companies that are privately held, maybe under 50 employees in the economy as we get tax breaks and incentives to accelerate depreciation. I think this all manifests in 2026.
But Lou, it is true that small businesses are the first to feel any kind of economic bad winds, difficulty. And they're the first ones when inflation goes up, they feel it first. They don't have big lines of credit necessarily. What do you make of this story?
I think that they actually can weather it better this time around. The reason being is I think the large corporations have eaten small businesses' lunch for a while, ever since COVID, when we printed all that money and all the money went to the top. And really, this is a socialism versus capitalism question at the end of the day. Capitalism unlocks wealth for everybody, as David was saying. So I think this is actually the most bullish time in recent history for small businesses. Now, the caveat to this is it's not, when you talk about the wealth separation, if you're a business owner, I think you're going to partake in that wealth separation, whether you're large or small. The problem is the workers, okay? If we look throughout history, everyone studies American history. No one goes deeper into world history, Dutch Empire, Roman Empire, British Empire. Anytime any of these empires became more state-controlled and more socialistic, it always ended badly. What's happened the past 50 years since we got off the 1971 gold standard? We basically borrowed for the future and got into tons of debt. So my point is, you look at government jobs being created the past 4 or 5 years, we're more state-controlled than ever, really, at this point in time. We're trying to undo some of that stuff, but if you want to partake, you have to get invested in the stock market or open a business.
I think this is the best time to open a business. You really are a valedictorian. Taylor?
I'm a little bit more tempered in your enthusiasm on this. I get a little bit worried when we look at some of the GDP reports, and if you take out AI-related spending, things aren't so good. I take a look at this statistic that says, compare the explosion in AI-related spending with the fact that U.S. small business bankruptcies reached a record 2,221 year-to-date as of mid-December. That's up 83% in the last 5 years. These bankruptcies reflect higher borrowing costs, cautious consumer spending, economic pressures that disproportionately impact small businesses. We could argue about the rollout in tariffs, but one thing that we cannot argue with is everything that you learn in your MBA program. That if you want to do supply chain management, you study Walmart because they have the power to tell the supplier, no, if you don't lower your price, you're not going to be on my shelf. The small business doesn't have that negotiating power to be able to do that. And so I do think that all of the cautionary tales of 2025, I think, hit them a little bit more. That does not mean that it doesn't bode well for next year. I do think the big, beautiful law has, and my dad's a small business owner, so excited. I mean, I remember in July when they were thinking about signing this and passing it was uncertain. He was like, you don't understand. Like, we will all go out of business if the big, beautiful law is not signed, because we cannot withstand the corporate tax hikes and the expiration of the tax cuts that we're supposed to hit.
Right.
And so I think it really does set us up for next year, but I'm worried. You know, small businesses are what fuels this country, and I don't want to see the bankruptcies rise. So
I do think entrepreneurship's basically at an all-time high too. I mean, I think the younger generations, they don't want to work for the man, right? So they're trying to find any kind of way to scrap by.
I tried
so
to
that
marry a
innovation-
man, that didn't work, so I started a small business. I'm so joking. That's a total joke. But I do want to say something important on this topic. If you're watching this show today and you're thinking, oh, there is a divide and I can't get ahead, look. The stock market wealth is accessible to you. 60% of adults have some kind of retirement program. Their money is going right into the stock market. It is a wealth machine, absolutely. And if you want to play the game, you can do it with very little money. Places like Fidelity, Vanguard, they have zero minimum investments, zero commissions. It's cheap to play, and it is the best thing to do with your money.
And my Trump accounts. We're going to have a full new generation of young kids who are invested in capitalism because of those Trump accounts.
And by the way, everybody, when laptops and smartphones came in, I remember in the 80s, everybody said there's going to be tremendous job loss. Small businesses can take advantage of AI. Most of AI, they can't afford the huge multi-billion-dollar computers, but they can take advantage of AI to start a new business, and that's beginning to happen in America. I think you're going to see more of it in 2026.
Anybody else?
That's another reason why I was saying the downturn. If there is a downturn, I think small business can weather. I think all the large corporations poached a lot of the good employees the past 4 years. So if there is a downturn, a lot of those good employees become accessible to small business owners.
Yes, and new graduates too. I think they can understand and show small businesses how to leverage AI better than anyone else right now, very affordably.
AI lets these small businesses look like big businesses, even if they aren't, too. There's that.